Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe button. Tell a friend. Here we have another crazy story. Don't tell me it ain't so. They say that Lil Baby might be the new Lil Durk. Is that the truth? They say Lil Baby's being accused of paying somebody to go unalive somebody. Is that the truth? I don't know.
Tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by a price? What do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Like a bounty. Think about that. Imagine that. They saying that Lil Baby's being accused of putting a bounty on people's heads. Imagine that. Why would he do something like that? You trying to tell him that Lil Baby couldn't find anything more productive to do with his money? He wanted to use the money to participate in crimes? That's what they're saying, but why would he do that? Make it even worse, he know what Young Thug just went through. Imagine that. These individuals don't learn from each other. Imagine that. A terrible thing.
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Unbelievable.
On April 2nd, 2025, at 7:46 p.m., the state of Georgia filed a motion to revoke Young Thug's probation, claiming Young Thug's continued presence in the community under probation presents a clear and present danger to public safety and undermines the rule of law. Now, to give you background on Young Thug and his...
So I'm trying to figure out, Lil Baby know what Young Thug just went through. He's being accused of something very similar. I mean, is it something in the water? Same thing happened with Lil Durk. Is it something in the water? Make these individuals get successful? Then they say, you know what? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pay somebody, go commit a crime for me. Imagine that. I mean, were these individuals watching that Scarface movie at the time they were thinking about it? Were they in their jacuzzi smoking a cigar? Say, you know what? I got a good idea. I know what to do. I don't know. Seems like it, though. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
On October 31st, 2024, Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, was sentenced to probation with conditions that include no contact with the victim or victim's family. Young Thug pled guilty, and the conditions of probation were imposed, claiming since sentence, Young Thug has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors and compromising ongoing legal proceedings that warrants immediate revoke of his probation. The next is Escalation.
So that's what's going on right there. They said they got Lil Baby. He's being accused of whatever he's being accused of. You have a Young Thug, an individual who's on probation for 20 years. You know, by the time he get off probation, I might be a senior citizen. Imagine that. Unbelievable. It's a terrible thing. Am I that old? I might be. Well, I mean, I'll be close. Imagine, I'm just talking, that's it. 20 years, Young Thug, they say he might have to go back behind the bars for. They say he's going out of his way to do unnecessary stuff on the internet. Doing unnecessary tweets. Imagine that. He didn't learn how to be a good boy behind the bars. Maybe not. It's a terrible thing, though.
Threats and witness intimidation. Investigator Maria is currently testifying in a multi-defendant gang murder preliminary hearing, which, as we mentioned, brought up Lil Baby. They also mentioned that this case will resume on April 7, 2025. And during this hearing, the court had talked about a witness not being shown on television while testifying. Despite this order, a known blogger deliberately violated the court's directions by posting on social media, quote, "She doesn't want to be shown on screen, question mark, well, here she is," end quote, along with the photograph of investigator Marissa. And apparently that video, with less than 3,000 views on YouTube, managed to reach X and got a reaction from Young Thug. On Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, amplified this act by requesting an image with the caption, "Marissa is the biggest lie."
Young Thug, he didn't learn. Lil Baby, he didn't learn. No one didn't learn anything. Imagine that. Lil Durk didn't learn. These individuals have a very difficult time learning things. I wonder why. I mean, do they have too much money? Is the more millions you have, is it harder to learn? Maybe. Imagine that. I never thought about that until right now. Unbelievable.
Office, end quote. This post quickly went viral with over 2 million views, with thousands of comments and retweets, many of which included direct threats to investigator Marissa and to her family. Now, according to the states, these are the direct threats. One is DA Marissa's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, they say exposing them to grave danger. Another was a post that stated, quote, "The hate really real? Then pull up on her mama crib," end quote, alongside a photo of her mother's residence.
Young Thug, he has too much free time on his hands. Imagine that. Imagine playing with the law after just come from behind the bars when he was crying. Don't forget he was crying. I mean, you know what? I don't know. But I do know this right here.
Hours later, another post emerged, threatening the assassination of District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
Whoa!
The state claimed the escalation from targeting a testifying witness to making a direct threat against the escalated District Attorney of Fulton County is a grave and unprecedented attack on the justice system. Now, next from the state is a pattern of intimidation and court undermining. Despite not being able to control its fans, the state believes this is not an isolated incident. They claim it's part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. They also believe.
So that's what's going on right there. That's what's going on right there. That's what's going on right there. Young Thug is going out his way to go back to jail. Lil Baby's going out his way to talk on the phone about crimes, putting a hit on people. Imagine that. I mean, one of those things, though. But, I mean, I guess I would never understand. I never had money to just throw away like that. Imagine that. Imagine because they had money just to throw away like that. That's why they're throwing it away like that. Unbelievable. I don't know a lot. Only thing I do know is crime don't pay. Imagine that. These individuals put the bounties on people's heads. That's what they said.